So today's video is all about whether or not you should go to a yoga retreat. And that's a big question. I've been getting it asked a lot lately ever since I'm hosting my yoga retreats now. My main thing I tell people is, so whenever I went to my yoga teacher training, I remember like it was like a grand gesture moment. So if you've never heard what a grand gesture moment is, it's kind of like a moment in your life where you know you're at a pivot, you need to go right or left, and it's a hardcore decision, or you need to make a drastic change in your life, or maybe a big shift, maybe where you're living, whatever it is. That was my grand gesture, going to my yoga teacher training. So it was something for me at that time that was just, and for those of you who don't know, a yoga teacher training is like a long yoga retreat. You just throw in a bunch of learning and a bunch of anatomy, and you pretty much got the same thing. So I just remember like 2 weeks through, I'm just like, this makes so much sense. And coming back from that yoga retreat, it was the exact grand gesture I needed. So long story short, what I'm getting at right now is that if you need a big grand gesture in your life and you really love yoga, it could be that thing to get you to help you pivot in the right direction. Because I know me going to my yoga teacher training, it was literally the best decision I've ever made in my life. That's why I'm in front of this camera right now in front of you guys. So we got a live going. Shoot some questions about retreats. If you have any questions about retreats, I'm happy to answer like specific questions. Those are the best. But yeah, it comes down to, do you need your grand gesture moment? And if so, if you really like yoga enough and you think that's going to help you with your journey in that time, I think a yoga retreat is going to be lovely for you. And it not only helps you get what you want, but it helps you surround yourself by dope people. So the doper the people you are around, and these are other people, probably doing their grand gesture moment as well at a yoga retreat, getting vulnerable, going, most of the people are going to be traveling to the yoga retreats. So you're all in this place where you traveled to the remote location and you're having the same experience together. It's magical. It's just magical. I remember at the end of my yoga teacher training, I almost started crying. It was pretty intense, to be honest. It was one of the last flows, and I just remember we were just doing a little twist. I was pulling over my elbow over the knee, and I just turned around. I just remember just getting this pure bliss in my body, just knowing that, wow, I'm in this I'm at the right stage, the right time, the right place in my life. I just knew it made sense. I don't know how. My body was just like, my nervous system was like, dude, you're doing something right now. It's like you're on the right path. And I was just like, I'm sold. So that like let me know, it was exactly what I needed. So that's another long story of saying, if you're needing that moment, you need that like light under your ass, that fire under your ass, or something to get you connected with life to where you're like, wow, yeah, this makes sense. I'm 21 years old, or I'm 24, I'm 27, I'm 39, 49, it doesn't matter. Like, if life isn't making sense, this could be something that helps you just like get that union back with yourself, especially a yoga retreat. Get that union with yourself, be surrounded by the best vibes, and help you come out with that answer that you were looking for, or maybe even answer to a question that you don't even know you were asking. So it goes deep. So my biggest advice for this is to do your research. So yoga retreats can help you, of course. It's going to help you. If it's not helping you like become the best version of yourself or be the best time of your freaking year, that's not a good yoga retreat, and you shouldn't go there. Or you invested your money in the wrong person. So do your research. Make sure the yoga teachers, or whatever kind of retreat you're doing, we're talking about yoga retreats right now. So make sure that yoga instructor or instructors, if it's a co-hosted retreat, make sure they're your vibe. They got to be on your wavelength. They got to be someone that's up the pace with you. I get a lot of questions. Do you have to be like an advanced yogi, or can you be a beginner yogi and come to a retreat? Of course, for my retreats at least, all levels are welcome, but you just got to know my pace and my speed. So if you follow me at all and you're coming to a retreat, I like handstands, I like arm balances, I'm going to have workshops for these as well as acro and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing some physical stuff. So if you don't like all those realms, you could still join. You'd have to sit out on some of those if you don't want to do them. But it should be your vibe. So don't come if you're not wanting to do any of that stuff. You want to sit out all the time. Then you're just wasting your money. I don't want anybody to waste their money on anything, of course. So with my retreats, I have two different types of retreats. The first one is just regular yoga retreats. The Sayulita, Mexico one. I think it's October 12th to 16th. That's just a normal yoga retreat. We're going to do everything yoga 2 times a day. We're going to do ceremonies. I have a nice Temazcal ceremony planned for y'all. It's going to be great. So we're just going to do stuff to really, the intention of my yoga retreats are to light that fire under your ass. Like, I'm going to get you excited about life again. That's my main goal with these retreats, because I just feel like this year I've kind of tapped back into like that. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a way of just being excited about life. I'm just really grateful for everything right now. So I'm in this space, I'm in the headspace to where I can create content again. I feel really good about creating content as well as the retreats. So I want to host so many retreats. I just want to share this energy and get more people on this wave, just being like, wow, life makes sense. They made their grand gesture to my retreats in this case. They had that epiphany moment. They know like, wow, life just makes sense. I want to do this moving forward. They're just so clear in their head that they know exactly what they want to do moving forward. And that's exactly what I want my retreat to bring to them, to where there's no questions. There's like, this is worth every penny. I should have paid 5 times as much. It's priceless. So I hope that answers your question for the most part. But in terms of my retreats, back to, before I wrap this video up, I have 2 types of retreats. So that's just the regular yoga one. Lots of excursions and stuff planned for that. But my other vibe is the yoga and intimacy. So this is where I'm with Shakti JG. You guys have been seeing her in my stories lately. I love this chick. She's awesome. She's my business partner, and she's been hosting, I think for a couple years now, intimacy retreats. She's changed so many people's lives, saved so many marriages. She is just a wonderful woman, and she knows what she's talking about. So for those retreats, we're going into the intimacy route, and we're using yoga to help with this. So yoga is more of the auxiliary part of those retreats, but still plenty of yoga going to be shared in those retreats. So just in case you're confused about the different retreats, stumbling over my words. If you're confused about the different retreats that I'm offering, you got the yoga and then you got the intimacy in yoga. So don't confuse those two. I've had a lot of conversations about people confused about the two, because I don't want to be at the wrong one, of course. Showing up with their sister at an intimacy retreat. Showing up with your mom at an intimacy retreat. I mean, you never know. That could be a vibe. But yeah, I hope this answers your questions. At the end of the day, should you go to a yoga retreat? At the end of the day, only you will know that answer. It's a maybe, but because usually these are high ticket offers. So if you're going to invest your money in an experience like this, you really got to make sure you know you want to do it and that it doesn't become a waste of money or time, which is your most valuable resource, right? So when it comes to this, really ask yourself, do you need that grand gesture moment? Can you afford that grand gesture moment in terms of a yoga retreat? And yeah, especially if you're stuck in a crossroad and you're not really sure, a yoga retreat is something that can really bring you to that good state of mind to where you're actually capable of making the right decision for yourself moving forward. So I hope that helps. I hope to see you at one of my retreats soon. We have a few for 2022, and there's going to be tons for 2023. So no rush it. Of course, if you're not ready to make that grand gesture, do not rush it. So if it means I see you in 2024, so be it. But until next time, namaste.